daw. Hasos? Han, my hoodie. And Drake. No, Han, no. The hoodie.
Sorry.
No, we're not sorry. Say sorry, Papa.
Sorry, Papa.
Boarding passes, you're going out gate B. I'm going about 145, okay? Say it again. It's bad for the environment.
It's bad for the environment.
I don't know if you hear that, but for you guys that are coming to Fort Hood, welcome to Fort Hood. You'll hear that almost every single day. What is happening, guys? ARCHIEzzle here. I hope you like that little intro that I put in the beginning of this video. That was basically a summary of what happened to my life, to my army life, what's been happening with me for the past 2 to 3 months. As you can see, I just graduated Army Recruiting School. I'm stationed in Fort Hood. I went to Fort Knox, back here to Fort Hood, and about to go to California. And with that said, this video is actually for those people who have been asking, how is it when you go from one duty station to another duty station when you're in the Army? This kind of pertains also if you're in a different branch like the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines. It might change a little bit depending on the situation also, but it's pretty much the same if it comes to like military moving, PCS. Permanent change of station, moving from one duty station to another. Also, I apologize if the video quality or the audio quality is kind of weird or different because I am outside. If you don't know it, the office that I always shoot my videos in, it's actually over there, up there, upstairs in my office. Everything's been stripped. A few things have been picked up already by household goods, so it's already in shipment to my next duty station. You also won't see it, but behind this camera, I can see it right now. There's a lot of stuff that I'm actually trying to sell because I don't want to bring it to my next duty station. I'll explain it later and show you a little bit of a video clip at the end of this vlog. So here, like, you know, I always have like a piece of paper with like notes. Damn. I hope they're safe though. But yeah, I wrote down some stuff that I thought would be like really important for you guys who are moving from one duty station to another duty station. These are actually the stuff, I listed it down. Things that I really wish that I actually had more time to prepare and manage more, or if for some reason it was kind of like stressful for me. Should we push on? Because I keep hearing the sirens. Alright, so back to the list. So I basically I put down 5 things. This is not everything, but this is basically the main things that was like a problem for me in some way or form, or something that I want you guys to bear in mind if you're moving from one duty station to another, because you have to consider a lot of things, especially if you are married with a family. All right, okay, so first things first, CIF, Central Issuing Facility. I made a lot of videos about this before. It's about your army gear, a lot of the things that you sign for or stuff that you receive from CIF or from basic training from AIT, or once you get to your first duty station. Most of it you are going to turn it back into CIF because it's not really yours. It's not meant for you to keep, it's meant for you to use for training. So when the time comes for you to PCS, and there goes the wind. So when it comes for you to PCS, there's this thing called a hand receipt or a clothing record. It basically states all the stuff that you got issued when you were in CIF or in basic training. Some of them you'll get it over there and some in AIT. It depends on your situation. But basically everything you have to turn it in, except just to clear it up, because a lot of people are still confused because of how I talked about it in the last video. Things that touched your skin, personal stuff, i.e. your tan shirt, your tan underwear, your socks, your gloves, your ACUs, your hats, your baklava, your gator neck, anything that's personal, as in like it touches your skin. I don't know if that really made sense. I don't even know if I really have to explain it more, but those things, you keep it. Even the boots, the army boots, you keep them. Even if you leave the army, you are going to be keeping that. That's yours to keep. You don't have to turn it in. In my situation, I'm not really ETSing. There's this thing called PCS turn-in and ETS turn-in. ETS turn-in is when you're getting out of the army. Obviously, you have to turn in your vest, your IOTV, your Kevlar, even your elbow and knee pads. You have to turn it in. Your rucksack, you've seen it in the beginning of this video and a lot of my videos. You have to turn it in because you are just signed for it. It's not really yours. It's just for you to use for training. And when you go to deployment, you'll go through RFI and you get more army stuff. But you have to turn it in still. It's not yours to keep. And if you lost some of the stuff when you're trying to clear, you are definitely gonna pay for it. I was actually missing some stuff. I was missing some pouches, magazine pouches, because I didn't look through or I lost it coming from my old unit to here. So I paid for it, but it wasn't really that much. It was only like less than 10 bucks depending on the size or what type of pouch it was. Okay, back to the PCS and ETS turn-in when it comes to army gear. PCS is just, for example, me from my old duty station from Germany to here, I did a PCS turn-in, meaning I didn't really turn in everything. As in my rucksack, I didn't turn it in. The only thing I turned in was my helmet and my whole IOTV with all the pads and stuff, because that stays in Germany. And as soon as I got here, I got issued another one, but I kept the same rucksack that I had when I was over there. It really depends on the CIF that you're going through. Bottom line is, don't lose anything, because if you lose anything, you're paying for that shit. Another thing that I want to point out, I guess, when it comes to moving is housing. Kind of like every apartment or house or any place that you're renting, you have to basically clean it from top to bottom, like how good it was when you moved in. Of course, there's going to be a lot of faults, something broken, so make sure you fix it ahead of time. I still have to work on mine. You probably saw it. My backyard's really bad and insects everywhere and the audio is probably messed up. You know what's cool thing though, when you're trying to PCS, move from one duty station to another, or if you're moving out from your house, whatever it may be, you come across stuff that you've been missing for quite some time and it turns out that you've had it. You just couldn't find it. It was hidden in some sort of box or somewhere. I finally found my Kobe's, which is really cool. And I guess we're gonna be using this to play ball once we go to California. So yeah. It's kind of beaten up. Kobe's Kobe though. And the noise is finally gone. So yeah, when it comes to housing, make sure everything's squared away. The plan for the housing, because I'm moving, is that I have to get out of the house probably like 2 days before the inspection, but we'll start cleaning. Like as of right now, we are cleaning, i.e. the bed, you know, personal stuff. Everything that we have in the house will be picked up. And there goes some truck passing by that's really loud. But yeah, that's basically housing. I think I pretty much covered it. Just make sure everything's clean, everything's cleared, so you won't have any issues leaving your current duty station. Okay, right now let's talk about finance. When it comes to finance, there's something called dislocation allowance, DLA, and TLA, temporary lodging allowance. DLA is basically a amount of money that the Army is giving you to move, to offset all the expenses, because it's really stressful moving from one place to another, because you have to put a down payment for the house, you know, like payment for like moving some stuff or some personal stuff that you weren't really expecting because of the move. You know, there's gonna be a lot of financial stuff. So there's actually a link, I'll give you a link down below. It basically shows if you have dependents or no dependents, and depending on your rank, there's actually a table for that, how much you will receive, and you will receive it once you go to your next duty station, once you sign into your unit. You can also ask for it in advance, but make sure you go to your finance and your current duty station to make sure you get it way ahead of time before even moving or any movement. Another one that I mentioned in the beginning was the TLA, temporary lodging allowance. It's basically 10 free days to go to a hotel, and then the Army will reimburse that one. Let's say right now we are cleaning the house, the inspection is this day, we're trying to get out of the house, obviously, so we can just come back here and clean and live in the hotel, so we don't have to like mess anything up here, so we can cook and eat like a normal human being and a regular family. You can take it 5 days now and then 5 days on the next duty station, or 10 here and then 10 over there. It really depends on you, but you got to talk to your finance about that. Another thing that I want to talk about is the per diem. Like, for example, my situation, I will be driving from Texas to California. Trying to Google that's more than 24 hours. And that will take us more than 2 days or maybe 3 days to travel from point A to point B. In between that 2 or 3 days traveling, the Army will give us money using these. I'll put a screenshot of how much it will be, but per diem, basically per day, the Army will pay $140 for the service member, that's me, $105 for the spouse, and $70 for children 11 and under. So add that up and then times 3. Let's say if we're going to travel 3 days, that's what the Army is going to give us for food, and depending on whatever expenses we might have along the way during the travel from point A to point B, Texas to California. And lastly, I want to talk about TRICARE, your medical benefits. Right now we are in Fort Hood, so we are enrolled in TRICARE South, and we are going to California. It's going to be West region, and it's kind of weird also because it's not close to any duty station, as in like a military base. There's no Army base that's really close to me except NTC, which is at Fort Irwin, and I think there's one Air Force base, which is Travis Air Force Base, somewhere in California. So we are going to be enrolled on TRICARE Remote. You got to do that before you leave. Make sure TRICARE is tracking, so once you move, they know where you're located, where you're enrolled at, so there's no hiccups when you move. If you need to get seen by a provider like as soon as possible or something during your travel, you're squared away pretty much. Well, that's it for today. I hope I didn't bore you guys, but that's just me trying to give you some tips and advices once you're moving from one duty station to another duty station, because it's really stressful. But if you have more questions, please post it down below. I don't really know everything, but I will find out as much as I can to help you guys, and I'm just sharing my life and what's happening with me at the moment. Once again, I appreciate all the support and expect a video coming really soon, because I want to shoot a few more and upload it before I leave. And watch out for that, probably tomorrow or the day before, but most likely tomorrow, 24 hours from uploading this video. All right, that's it for today. Make sure if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. That's it for today. ARCHIEzzle out. Okay, now we're here at the backyard. You probably have seen this area in some of my videos, especially when I did a house tour not too long ago, probably a few months ago. So these are the stuff that we're trying to get rid of, as in like trying to sell it on a yard sales, Craigslist or something. Tires that I bought that didn't really match the Jeep, but I had to buy them because I needed tires during that time. Some lawn chairs. This one, before I sell it, I need to clean it and use it still. You know, I still need to cut the grass, make it look nice and neat apparently. And a lot of like car washing fluids, some cleaning stuff. This one actually we're taking with us, which is the really cool stroller for jogging. What else? These things are gonna put online. I'm gonna show you some screenshots also. We posted it on Facebook and Craigslist and whatnot. So we're basically selling dog's old cage, booster seat, some bikes and sprinklers and chairs that we don't need anymore. But yeah, just a quick snapshot of what PCS involves, which is basically getting rid of your stuff. If you want to ship it or sell it, it's up to you.